Anyone who's dabbled in the arts knows a thing or two about rejection. It's like another punch from Apollo Creed, blackening our eyes, splitting our lips, and crushing our spirits. But, like Rocky, you've gotta get up and keep on swinging. Yeah, odds are you'll lose the first fight. But there's always the sequel. Hi, I'm Lulu, and welcome to my channel. My 4 siblings and I called our paternal grandfather Grandpa Long Island. You know, because he was from Long Island. Our maternal grandfather, who raised pygmy goats, was Grandpa Goats. Yes, it's silly, that's just how we roll in my family, and I fully expect to be known as Grandma Bagpipes one day. Grandpa Goat spent his years teaching, writing, drawing landscapes, composing, performing Wayang Kulit theater, and recording music with his hippie friends. He passed almost 15 years ago now, but I still can't step into my grandma's house without stumbling upon some trove of pastel drawings he did, or perhaps a poem he wrote in a language he made up, or a mysterious instrument of his own invention. I can pop in one of his CDs and listen to one of the songs he recorded belted out in his strong tenor vocals. He died flat broke, but he was a happy man, with a mountain of creative work left behind that his next of kin had to sort through over the course of years. Then there was Grandpa Long Island. He smoked a pipe, collected Stife dolls, and had a great fondness for German Shepherds. That's all I can really remember about him. He didn't talk that much about himself. Never even told anyone he was dying of cancer. It just happened one day. And it wasn't until about 20 years later that one of my aunts came across a manila folder stashed away in his personal effects. Inside were 5 or 6 hand-drawn comic strips that my grandpa had done back in the early 70s entitled The Good Shepherds, which followed a family of, you guessed it, German Shepherds. The anthropomorphized character shared names with his real family members, and the dad in the comics even smoked a pipe, just like him, while he dispensed fatherly wisdom to his young pups. Damn, it was cute. The drawings were a bit amateur, and the little stories about the Shepherd family's foibles weren't always perfectly executed, but it was a good start. The seed of something wonderful. Then, at the bottom of the pile of sketches, a letter was unearthed. Thank you for your submission. We editors here at Newspaper Company are very selective about the comics we choose to publish, and unfortunately, yada yada yada, you writers know how it goes. The saddest part to me wasn't the rejection letter itself. Heck, some of us writers collect those like baseball cards. No, what I find tragic is that the pile of papers ended there. No more submissions, no more rejections, no more Good Shepherds. I have never felt more connected to Grandpa Long Island than I did when I read that rejection letter. I haven't managed to get any of my work published either, be it my novels or short stories or even short poems. But where we differ is that I couldn't stop at one rejection. Yes, I'm still just a hobbyist writer who probably will never make it past the querying stage, but so what? Some people might take exception to my use of the word hobbyist, as if it's somehow less than being a professional writer. Hobbyists certainly get paid less than professionals, but there's nothing less than about a fulfilling creative outlet that brings one joy. The fruitful life of Grandpa Goats proves that. The riches he earned were more valuable than money. In the end, most of us are gonna have to be content remaining hobbyists, doing what we do for the love of doing it alone, and adding rejections to our collection all the while. If you had a crystal ball and knew that to be your fate, would you quit? Would the coming years of joy and fulfillment mean nothing? Would you regret the time you've already spent? Would your manila folder be forever hidden away? Personally speaking, if I die unpublished despite all my hard work, I won't regret the time I spent. However, I will regret my time if I don't spend it doing something that gives me joy and fulfillment. Sure, I'd love to earn a buck or two, or at least a little recognition for all the hard work I've done, but much like Grandpa Goats, my drive to create isn't contingent on it. I do it for the joy alone. So, fair warning to my future grandchildren. Be prepared for the mountain of creative work Grandma Bagpipes is going to leave behind for you all to sort through after I'm gone. I don't know how much of it there will be by then, but I can promise you this. it will be far too much to be contained into a single forgotten manila folder. But that's just this writer's opinion. If you've got anything to add to the conversation, drop it in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.
Now from my window I can see 45 examples of a big green tree.